I buried my brother alive in the family secrets we'd all sworn to keep. Not with dirt and a shovel, but with a ring on my finger and a man by my side who knew every filthy detail. And when the wedding photos hit Instagram, me in that thrift store gown, him in his tailored suit, both of us grinning like we'd stolen the world, their silence shattered like cheap crystal. It was supposed to be my day, the one I'd clawed out from under their shadows. No pews filled with aunts clutching pearls. No uncle cracking dad jokes over lukewarm champagne. Just me, Ethan, and a justice of the peace in a Vegas chapel that smelled like faded dreams and polyester. We'd eloped on a whim, or so the world thought. Truth was, I'd planned it like a heist. Quick, clean, irreversible. The posts went up at midnight, tagged with newlyweds and fuck you family. Because why not twist the knife on the first spin? By morning, my phone was a war zone. Mom's texts, Skylar. What have you done?
Call us now.
Dad's voicemails. Gravel-voiced and laced with that old bourbon edge. This isn't you.
Kid.
That guy's trouble. And Alex, oh. Sweet. Scheming Alex slid into my DMs with a single emoji, a skull. No words needed. He knew. They all did. But they hadn't shown up. Not a card. Not a call. Not even a passive-aggressive group chat. Ignored. Like I was the stain they'd scrubbed from the silverware drawer years ago. I was 28, scraping by in a one-bedroom in Austin, Texas, where the heat waves made everything feel like a fever dream. I'd moved here after the fallout, chasing that Lone Star myth of reinvention. Bartending at a dive called the Broken Spoke, slinging Shinerbach to cowboys with regret in their eyes. That's where I met Ethan 3 years back. He wandered in one rainy Tuesday, nursing a whiskey neat, his dark hair slicked back, eyes like storm clouds over the hill country. You look like you could use a story, he'd said, sliding onto a stool. I laughed, first real one in months, and poured him a double. Turns out, he had one. A doozy. Ethan Hale, 30, private investigator from Dallas, specializing in cold cases that smelled like money and motive. But his story? It started with his father,
Harlan Hale,
a mid-level exec at our family's logistics firm back in Houston. Harlan had poured his life savings into a partnership with Dad's company, only to watch it vanish overnight. Embezzlement. The cops called it. Sloppy books. Vanished funds. A trail that led straight to
me. Yeah, me.
The loyal daughter who confessed to it all, who pled guilty to felony theft, who served 18 months in county lockup while the real thief sipped Mai Tais in Cabo. That was Alex. My big brother. Golden boy. The one who'd always been Mom's favorite. Dad's shadow. At 25, he was already CFO. Charming clients with that megawatt smile while siphoning cash for his poker habit and side chicks. When the auditors came knocking, it was me he called, tears in his eyes, begging. Sky, you're the only one who gets it. Family first, right? I'll make it up to you. Promise. I was 22, fresh out of community college with dreams of graphic design, but blood's thicker than ink. So I signed the fall stocks, took the fall. Parents? They hired the best lawyer money could buy. For me? Sure. But really to bury the evidence pointing to Alex. Plausible deniability, Dad muttered over takeout Chinese that night. Mom just hugged me, whispering, "We'll get through this. You're so strong."
Strong. Right.
I lost everything: scholarships, friends, the internship that could have been my ticket out. While I rotted in a cell block that reeked of bleach and despair, Alex got a promotion. Tough love builds character, he texted me from his new condo. Character. I'd laugh if it didn't still burn like battery acid. Ethan's dad didn't make it through the scandal. Harlan Hale, the honest grinder who'd believed in the American dream of bootstraps and boardrooms, ate his service pistol in a motel off I-10.
Suicide.
Official report said.
But Ethan? He didn't buy it.
Hired a PI himself, irony's a bitch, dug into the rot, and found my name splashed across the court docs. That's how he tracked me to Austin. Not to harass, but to understand. Why'd you do it? He'd asked over our third date at a food truck park. Tacos dripping grease onto the picnic table. I told him the half-truth. Bad choices. Desperate times. He saw through it. Those eyes peeling me like an onion. By date 5, I spilled the rest. Alex's face when the gavel fell. Mom's relief when the headlines faded. Dad's promotion to regional VP. Stepping over Harlan's grave. Ethan didn't judge. He listened, then took my hand. Your family's poison, Skylar.
But you?
You're the antidote. We fell hard after that. Nights tangled in sheets that smelled like his cedar cologne. Mornings with coffee on the balcony watching the city wake. He taught me self-defense in the park. Not the flowery kind, but the gritty street stuff. Elbows to throats. Knees to groins. For when they come crawling back, he'd say, half joking. I taught him to two-step at hole-in-the-wall bars. Our boots stomping out rhythms to George Strait. It felt real. Too real. Maybe. But underneath, a current of something sharper. Vengeance. Bubbling like the San Marcos River after storm. The wedding wasn't just vows. It was a declaration. Ethan's idea. Whispered one night as lightning cracked over the Capitol dome. Marry me.
Sky.
Not for love, though, Christ. It's that too, but to flip the script. Let them see you rising. With me as your mirror to their sins. I said yes before the thunder rolled. We kept it small, his sister as witness. A Uber driver for photos. No family invites. Why bother? They'd never come. Or so I thought. The posts blew up in our circles, Ethan's PI buddies toasting online. My old college pals double-tapping with hard eyes. Then the backlash. Mom's cousin. The pious one from Dallas. Unfollowed with a Bible verse about forgiveness. Alex liked the post. Just a thumb up. No comment.
Creep.
That's when the demand came. A group text at noon. Family meeting. Our house.
Sunday.
6 p.m. No excuses. No congrats. No questions. Just an order. Like I was still the kid caught sneaking smokes. I stared at the screen, heart hammering like a jackrabbit. Ethan, scrolling beside me on the couch, glanced over. They're scared, he said, voice low.
Good.
Means we're close. Sunday loomed like a guillotine. I drove the 4 hours from Austin to Houston in our beat-up Tacoma. Ethan's shotgun. Playlist heavy on Johnny Cash laments. The old house hadn't changed, sprawling ranch style in the woodlands. Lawn manicured to obsession. American flag limp in the humidity. Mom's Prius in the drive. Dad's F-150 gleaming. Alex's Tesla, new. Flashy, parked crooked, like he owned the damn street. I knocked, knuckles white. The door swung open. Mom's face a mask of Botox and betrayal. Skylar, she breathed, pulling me into a hug that smelled like Chanel No. 5 and desperation. Dad loomed in the hall, arms crossed over his polo shirt gut, eyes flicking to Ethan like he was sizing up a stray dog. Come in.
Let's
Talk. The living room was a time capsule, floral sofa sagging from years of bad decisions, walls lined with framed achievements, Alex's MBA. My high school valedictorian pic faded to sepia. No trace of my trial. Of course. Ethan settled beside me, his hand on my knee, steady as rebar. Alex slouched in the armchair, legs man-spread, that boyish grin masking the shark underneath. Cease. Vegas.
Huh?
Classy. Who's the groom? Ethan.
Right?
Heard you're in. Security. Investigations. Ethan corrected. Voice even. Cold cases mostly. The ones families try to forget. Air thickened. Mom bustled in with iced tea, glasses sweating on a tray. Let's not start with accusations. Skylar. Honey. We were shocked. You eloped? Without us? And after everything. Her voice trailed, eyes darting to Dad. Everything, I echoed.
Ta stink bile.
Like how you skipped my sentencing. Or the parole hearing. Yeah. Real supportive. Dad cleared his throat. That executive rumble. Water under the bridge.
Kiddo.
But this? He nodded at Ethan, like he was Exhibit A. We saw the photos. That scar on his cheek reminds me of someone. Harlan Hale's boy. Isn't it? The one whose old man offed himself after your mistake. My mistake. There it was. The rewrite I'd memorized like scripture. Ethan stiffened, but I squeezed his hand. Not a mistake.
Dad.
A cover-up. For Alex. Silence dropped like a bomb. Alex's grin faltered. Just a twitch. Then snapped back. Whoa.
Sky.
Therapy treating you okay? Last I checked. You signed the checks. My bad for trusting my little sis. Enough. Mom's voice cracked. Skylar. We came clean years ago. Paid restitution. What's this about? I leaned forward, the words I'd rehearsed in the mirror 1,000 times spilling out. It's about truth. Alex didn't just dip into petty cash. He drained Harlan Hale's investment, every cent for his gambling debts and that startup scam in 18. I took the fall because you begged me to. Protect the family name, you said. And I did. Lost my future for it. While Alex got the corner office, Dad's face purpled. You were always dramatic. Alex built that company back up. Without him, Ethan cut in, calm as a loaded gun. Harlan Hale would be alive. Fishing in Galveston. Not rotting in Potter's Field. He pulled a folder from his jacket, thick, tabbed, the kind that screams subpoena. I've got the emails, the offshore accounts. Alex's signature on every transfer. Skylar confessed to shield him, but the statutes run on theft. Not on fraud. Or manslaughter. Alex bolted up, chair scraping. Bullshit. You think you can waltz in here with some PI fairy tale?
Sky.
Tell your boy toy to back off. This is family business. Family, I spat. That's the punchline. You flipped on me the second the heat came. Remember court? You testified I acted alone. My sister's always been impulsive. Impulsive. For loving you enough to lie. Mom's hands fluttered. Girls.
Please.
Alex.
Sit.
We can fix this. Money. Therapy, whatever it takes. But Alex wasn't sitting. His eyes darted, to Dad for backup. To me for weakness. Classic flip. Victim 1 second. Charmer the next.
Fine.
You want truth? I did it.
For us.
Dad was drowning in debt from that expansion flop. I cooked the books to save jobs. Harlan got greedy. Pushed for audits. Sky took the hit because... hell. She volunteered. Hero complex or whatever. Liar. The room spun. But Ethan's grip anchored me. Dad muttered. Son. Not helping. Mom sobbed into a napkin. And me? I felt the revenge crest. Not sweet. But necessary. This meeting? It's your last chance. Confess. Or Ethan goes public. Houston Chronicle. Dateline your call. They stared. A tableau of crumbling empire. Alex's jaw worked. Calculating. You destroy us? For what? A Vegas quickie and some grudge-fuck revenge. Would I? I stood. Pulling Ethan up. Test me. We left them there. Tea untouched. Storm brewing outside. Driving back to Austin. Rain lashing the windshield. Ethan kissed my knuckles. Proud of you.
Sky.
That was the hook. But hooks catch more than fish. As the miles blurred, my phone buzzed, Alex. You win this round. But family's forever. Watch your back. I deleted it. Or tried to. Deep down, I knew the line was blurring love and hate.
Truth and lie.
And in America, where justice is just another commodity, forever meant war. The fallout hit like a Texas twister, fast, furious, leaving nothing but splintered fences and regret-soaked soil. Monday morning, I woke to Ethan's side of the bed cold. His note on the fridge, coffee run. Love you. Avenger. Smiling despite the knot in my gut, I scrolled the news over my mug. Nothing yet. No headlines screaming, Woodland's dynasty crumbles. Just the usual. Oil prices spiking. A senator caught with his pants down in Austin. Our little bomb hadn't detonated. Not publicly.
Anyway.
Work called, double shift at the Spoke, where the jukebox wailed Merle Haggard like a banshee. I mix Manhattans for a bachelorette party. Their giggles a stark contrast to the echo of Mom's sobs in my head. To bad decisions, one bride-to-be toasted, clinking her glass. I forced a laugh, but inside, bad decisions were my specialty. Marrying Ethan felt like the best one yet, but that family meeting lingered like smoke from a brush fire. Alex's eyes, calculating, cornered, haunted me. He'd flip again. He always did. Charming Mom into fresh-baked pies 1 minute. Gaslighting Dad into loans the next. Cunning as a coyote. Twice as mean. Ethan picked me up at closing. His truck idling under neon. Got a lead, he said, tossing me a drive-through Whataburger bag. Alex's been wiring cash to a shell corp in Delaware. Same one he used for Harlan's hit. I unwrapped my taquito. Grease spotting the wrapper. So, we drop it on the DA? He shook his head. Eyes on the road. Not yet. Need ironclad. Your brother's slippery. Lawyers up faster than a jackrabbit. But get this, the corpse linked to a new venture. Real estate flip in Houston. Guess who's the silent partner? Don't say it. Your dad. The betrayal landed like a sucker punch.
Dad.
Who'd preached, honesty's the only currency, at every barbecue. The man who'd cried at my trial, real tears. I'd thought, now bankrolling Alex's empire of shadows.
How?
Emails. Bribed an IT guy at the firm. Your old man's covering tracks. Just like, oh, 08. I stared out at the passing strip malls, their signs blurring into a capitalist haze. America, land of second chances. Unless you're the collateral. They deserve each other. But Mom. Ethan's jaw tightened. She's the wild card. Always has been. Tuesday brought the counterattack. A certified letter arrived at the bar. Fancy envelope. Gold emboss. Inside, a cease and desist from some K Street shark firm, demanding Ethan drop his defamatory investigation or face ruinous litigation. Signed by Alex. Of course. With love. Bro, scrawled at the bottom. I crumpled it, heart racing. But Ethan? He framed it on our wall, next to our marriage cert. Trophy, he called it. That night, we celebrated with takeout pho and a bottle of mezcal, toasting to underdogs. His stories flowed, cases cracked in trailer parks and penthouses. The thrill of peeling back lies. I shared scraps of mine. Prison yoga with lifers who quoted Rumi. The tattoo I got on release, a phoenix, ink black as my doubts. But sleep evaded. In the witching hour, doubts crept. Was this revenge or romance? Ethan and I, we fit. Sure. His quiet intensity balanced my fire. But the scar on his cheek? A souvenir from a bar fight after Harlan's funeral. Self-inflicted rage against the machine. Marrying him felt like stealing fire from the gods. But what if it burned us too? Wednesday. Mom called. Not the group text bullshit, private. Her number flashing like a flare. Sky?
Please.
Just you. Coffee at that place you liked? The one with the scones. The Woodlands Starbucks. Our old haunt. I went alone. Ethan kissing me goodbye with a be safe. Cowgirl. She was there early, perched at a corner table. Hair perfect, eyes red-rimmed. You look happy, she said, pushing a blueberry scone my way. Small talk first. Austin weather. My adorable apartment. Then the pivot. That man, Ethan. He's using you. Honey. Digging up graves for a paycheck. I sipped my latte.
Scalding.
Or maybe he's digging for justice. The kind you skipped. Her face crumpled. We protected you. Plea deal. No prison time. 18 months, I snapped. In a place where showers were communal and hope was contraband. She whispered. Alex was young. Reckless. Your father. He couldn't lose another son. Another? The ghost of my abortion at 19. The one they blamed on college stress. Layers upon layers. And Harlan? Just collateral? Tears welled.
We paid his family.
Quietly. Ethan took it. Twisted it. He's got his own demons drinking. Like his dad. I checked.
Stalker mom.
Controversial?
Yeah.
But her words wormed in. Ethan did hit the bottle sometimes. Post-case blues. Was I his redemption or his wrecking ball? Leave it buried.
Sky.
For us. For the grandkids we'll never see if this blows. Grandkids. The dream she'd dangled since I was 10. I stood. Chair scraping. Too late.
Mom.
The wedding was the unburying. Driving back. Phone buzzed. Ethan's text. Miss you. Dinner? Tacos al pastor. I replied hearts, but the doubt festered. Thursday escalated. Alex showed at the bar, unannounced. Bell tinkling like a warning. He looked the part, chinos, button-down rolled to elbows. That cologne that screamed, trust fund. Sky. Unofficial happy hour. Customers eyed him, the suit among Stetsons. I poured him a club soda. No booze. What do you want? Truce. He leaned in. Voice velvet. Ethan's poison. I know his type, grief porn for hire. Dad's offering you equity in the firm. Real stake. Come home. Run marketing. Leave the PI games to Netflix.
Equity.
The brass ring I'd chased before the fall. Tempting, like forbidden fruit in the garden of suburbia. And the truth, he shrugged. Boyish. Truth's overrated. Builds nothing. Look at us, dysfunctional but diamond. I laughed. Bitter. You flipped on me in court. Testified I was the mastermind. For the plea. Harsh love.
Sis.
Worked.
Didn't it?
Harsh love. The family creed. He slid a check across the bar, 5 figures. Enough for a down payment. Think it over. Before your hubby tanks us all. He left a tip, generous and a shadow. That night, Ethan and I argued. First real one. Your brother's baiting you, he said, pacing our kitchen. Take the check. Wire it back with a note. For Harlan. Easy for you. This is my blood. Your blood's why I love you, fierce.
Flawed.
But don't let them flip you.
Flawed.
The word hung. We made up in bed. Bodies bridging the gap. But the seed was planted. Friday. The twist hit. A package at the door. Manila envelope. No return. Inside, photos. Me and Alex. Teens. Arms slung at a lake party. Then darker. Me signing the docs. Time-stamped. But the kicker? A letter from Harlan Hale. Pre-suicide. Skylar, your family's rot runs deep. Alex isn't the worst. Ask your father about the union bribes in '05. I trusted wrong. Don't let it claim you too. Forged? No. Ethan's eyes confirmed it when I showed him. Real. Harlan had reached out. Pre-death.
To me.
And I'd ignored it. Buried under loyalty. Dad's secret. Bribes? Probably to grease trucking contracts. The patriarch. Not just enabler, architect. My world tilted. Revenge wasn't linear. It was a hydra. That weekend, we plotted. Ethan's contacts, a reporter at the Post. Hungry for white-collar wolves. Leak selective, he advised. Alex first. Let him squirm. Dad next. If he doesn't fold. But Mom texted. Please.
Sky.
One more meeting. All of us. Church tomorrow? Neutral ground. Church. The Woodlands community. Where we'd baptized. Buried grandparents. Symbolic. I agreed. Ethan in tow. Sunday service droned. Sermon on forgiveness. Irony thick as incense. Post-prayer. The side room. Folding chairs. Coffee urn. Tension coiling like kudzu. They were there, Mom wringing hands. Dad stone-faced. Alex fidgeting with his phone. Thanks for coming, Dad grunted. Let's end this. I sat. Ethan beside. End or cover? Alex jumped in. Flip mode engaged. Sky. The check. Cash it. Equity's yours. Ethan's. We can settle. NDA. Payout. Clean slate. Ethan snorted. For burying a suicide note? Dad's eyes narrowed. What note? The folder came out again. Harlan's letter.
Photos. Wire transfers.
I laid it bare. Alex's theft. Dad's bribes. The chain of greed that crushed a man. Mom gasped. Alex denied. Then admitted in halves. It was survival. Economy tanked. Survival, I echoed. Mine was a cell. Yours? A yacht club membership. Dad cracked. Enough. I did what CEOs do. Navigate gray. Harlan knew risks. Risks don't end in bullets, Ethan said. The room fractured. Mom sided with me, sobbing. I didn't know about the bribes. Alex flipped to victim. You're ruining lives for what? Some vigilante wet dream? Dad threatened disownment. I stood my ground. Words weapons. You ignored my wedding because you saw Ethan, saw the past in his face. Too late to demand meetings now. Climax brewed as Alex lunged, not violent, but papers scattering, accusations flying. You think you're saint? You profited too, that design gig post-parole? Dad pulled strings. Lies? Half-truths? The room polarized. Mom pleading unity. Dad defending legacy. Alex scheming escape. Ethan my shield.
Me?
I felt the split, righteous fury warring with a girl who craved their approval. We stormed out, unresolved. But as we hit the parking lot, sirens wailed distant. Ethan's phone buzzed, leak live. Chronicle site, logistics heir accused in decade-old embezzlement. War declared. The headlines spread like wildfire through dry prairie grass, scorching. Insatiable. Devouring reputations whole. By Monday, Houston logistics scandal, daughter's revenge or family feud, dominated the feeds. My face, older, harder, plastered beside Alex's mug. That perpetual smirk now fuel for memes. Skylar versus the dynasty trended. Twitter warriors picking sides. Team revenge for the underdogs. Family first for the loyalists. Comments rolled in like buckshot. She's a hero. Exposing the elite versus ungrateful bitch. Blood's thicker. Polarizing. Just as I'd hoped. Or feared. Ethan fielded calls from his network. Bookers sniffing a true crime pod. Lawyers offering pro bono. You're viral. Sky, he teased over breakfast burritos. His scar crinkling with a grin. But his eyes? Wary. The leak had been mine, anonymous tip to the reporter. Docs sanitized but damning. Alex's wires to Delaware. Dad's union slush fund. No direct Harlan link, that stayed holstered. Our ace. Work, chaos. The spoke overflowed, gawkers nursing PBRs. Snapping pics. That you? A trucker grunted. Phone out. I comped his round. Muttered media blackout, and hid in the stockroom. Pulse thundering. My boss. Grizzled Texan named Ray. Clapped my shoulder. Proud.
Kid.
But watched the door, press his vultures. He wasn't wrong. By noon, a Channel 2 van idled outside. Reporter in heels knocking. Skylar, one question, did your family deserve this? I flipped the closed sign. Heart jackhammering.
Deserve?
In America's meritocracy myth.
Yeah.
But merits for those with clean hands. Mine were filthy, loyalty stain. Mom called mid-shift. Voice a whisper shout. The neighbors. They're talking. Church ladies left pies. Poison with pity. Come home. Fix it. Fix. I hissed, dodging a spilled Long Island. Like you fix my trial? Skylar Marie. That's uncalled. Call Alex. He's the fixer. She hung up sobbing. Guilt gnawed. Controversial as sin. Was I the villain now? Wielding truth like a blade? Ethan picked me up early. His PI comma bomb. They're scrambling. Dad's lawyered up. Big guns from DC. Alex? Ghosted. We holed up at home. Blinds drawn. Binging old westerns, John Wayne drawling about right and wrong. But wrong felt slippery. That night, doubts surfaced. What if Harlan's letter was bait? I murmured, head on his chest. Dad planting seeds to flip me? Ethan stroked my hair. Paranoia's the game. But we've got proof.
Proof.
The folder, now digital, backed up on encrypted drives. Yet sleep brought dreams. Alex drowning in Gulf waves. Me tossing the rope, then pulling him under.
Tuesday.
The flip came swift. Alex surfaced, not contrite, but calculated. A video call. His face pixelated from God knows where.
Sky.
Truce 2.0.
Meet me.
Neutral. That diner off 290. Noon. Ethan vetoed. Trap. But curiosity's a drug. I went solo. Glock in purse. Eth's gift. Registered. Loaded with resolve. The diner was pure Americana. Chrome stools. Meatloaf specials. Waitresses calling you Han. Alex waited in a booth. No suit, just jeans. Hoodie. Looking every bit the prodigal. Coffee, he offered. Black for him.
Cream for me.
Like old times. You look like shit, I said, sliding in.
Per nooit mer.
He stirred. Spoon clinking. Dad's raging. Blames you.
Me.
The economy. Mom's popping Xanax like Tic Tacs. Good. He leaned in. Voice low. Cut the act. This revenge? It's eating you. Remember summer '09?
You. Me.
Stealing Dad's truck for that road trip to Big Bend? We were invincible. Invincible. Before the fall. Nostalgia hit like a sucker punch. That was before you sold me out. I didn't sell. I survived. His eyes, blue as mine,
Pleaded.
Flip 1. Vulnerable brother. Harlan?
Yeah.
I drained him. But Dad. The bribes? That was his play. I covered for him. Like you covered for me.
Chain. Sky.
We're all links. Dad again. The architect.
Exposed.
So what? You flip on him now.
Mutuelle assure de destruction.
He slid a USB drive across. My insurance. Emails. Recordings, Dad confessing over scotch. Give Ethan this, he'll bury them. In return?
Pull the story. Equity.
Like I said.
And.
Forgiveness. Forgiveness. The holy grail Mom dangled. Controversial. Trade truth for peace? I pocketed it. Mind racing. Why trust you? Because I'm you. Desperate to belong. I left with the drive. Diner bell jingling farewell. Ethan scanned it at home. Goldmine. Dad's voice. Slurred. Unions were bleeding us. Little Greece.
No harm.
But Alex's angle? Suspicious. He's buying time, Ethan said. Or flipping the board. Wednesday. Escalation. Dad summoned. Text.
Kurt, my office.
4 p.m. Bring the husband. The firm, glass tower downtown. Logo gleaming like false teeth. We ascended. Ethan in blazer. Me in jeans, defiant. Dad's corner suite overlooked the bayou. Skyline mocking our smallness. He rose. Handshake firm. Sit.
No pleasantries.
This circus ends. Lawyers drafting. Full pardon. You get the beach house in Galveston. Retirement gift. Ethan? Consulting gig here. 6 figures. Bribe. American style. Ethan crossed arms. And the truth. Truth's negotiable. Dad's eyes.
Steel.
Harlan was weak. Economy chewed him.
My.
Indiscretions? Slaps on wrist. But you go nuclear? Firm folds. Jobs lost. Mom's heart. Doc says stress could kill her. Guilt weaponized. Mom's face flashed scones.
Tears.
Controversial decision. Empire over ethics? I countered. You ignored my wedding. Saw Ethan's face. Saw guilt. Demanded a meeting like I owed you. You do. Dad's voice cracked. Rare vulnerability. I failed you. Push the lie to save the name. But family. Family. The incantation. Ethan broke in. Family doesn't bury bodies. Harlan had one. Dad deflated. What do you want? Money? Name cleared. Confession, I said. Public. Board meeting. Tomorrow.
He balked.
Insanity. Then we're done. We rose.
Door in sight.
Wait. Flip 2. Dad. The deal maker. Private first. Records off. Talk. We stayed. He poured scotch, top shelf. Burning truth down. Admitted it all. Bribes to keep trucks rolling during the recession. Alex's theft as creative accounting. Harlan pushed too hard. Threatened SEC. I leaned on him. Hard words. Not fists. He broke. Suicide by pressure. Manslaughter in gray. Ethan's fist clenched. And Skylar's fall? Collateral. Dad met my eyes. Proud then. Ashamed now.
Proud.
The word ignited. You disowned my future for your legacy. He nodded. Broken. Fix it with me? Temptation peaked.
Equity.
House. Closure. But revenge whispered. No. We left unresolved. Air electric. That night. Headline shifted. Scandal victim's daughter offers olive branch. Leaks again mine. Alex's. Paranoia peaked. Thursday. Mom's turn. Unannounced at our door. Rain soaked. Pie in hands, apple. Lattice crust perfect. Peace offering, she said, stepping in. Ethan excused to the balcony. We sat. Kitchen steaming with slices. Your father's crumbling. Sleepless.
Snapping.
Alex. Vanished. Said he's got a plan.
Plan.
Dread coiled. What kind? She shrugged. Fork trembling.
Boys.
But you, my girl. That wedding. I saw the photos. Saw love. Real. We should have been there. Tears pricked.
You chose Sid.
We chose survival. Her hand on mine. But this? Destroying us? For a dead man? Harlan. The ghost polarizing it all. He had a son. Ethan's alive. Carrying it.
She sighed.
Sons carry. Daughters endure. Endure. My creed. Controversial. Forgive for her sake? I hugged her goodbye.
Bien touched.
Friday climax brewed. Call from unknown. Reporter. Skylar. Off record. Your brother's talking. Claims you framed him. Revenge for an affair. With you. Affair?
Lies. Vile.
Alex's master flip. Smear campaign. Incest twist for tabloid gold. Phone exploded. Texts from strangers. Sister fucker? Ethan raged.
But I iced. Meeting. Now.
All in. Saturday. The church again. Storm raging outside. Thunder applause. They arrived piecemeal. Dad haggard. Mom medicated. Alex.
Changed.
No smirk, defeated. Eyes hollow.
Sky.
We circled chairs. Confessional style. The lies stop, I declared.
Confess. All.
Alex broke first. I started it. The theft for debts. Dad knew. Covered with bribes.
You.
I begged. Weak. Dad nodded. My sins too. Pressured Harlan. Broke him. Mom wept. I buried it. For peace. Ethan recorded, subtle. Phone in pocket. My turn. I took the fall. Loved you enough to lie. Hated enough to rise. Accusations flew. Blame shifting. Tears. Thunder. Polarizing peak. Was absolution enough? Or justice a pyre? Then Alex's phone buzzed. He glanced.
Paled. Cops.
SEC raid. Dad's doing? No, Harlan's letter. Leaked by me that morning. Final push. Chaos. Sirens nearing. Confessions tumbling. I flipped on you because fear, Alex gasped. But I love.
Love.
The word hung as doors burst. Handcuffs clicked like punctuation on a decade's worth of deceit. The kind that ends sentences with periods of cold steel. Rain hammered the church roof as feds swarmed, badges flashing. Questions barking like hounds on a scent. Dad went quiet. Hands behind back. Dignity his only armor. Mom wailed, clutching my arm. Skylar, what have you done? Alex? He shot me a look betrayal. But whose? Then, in the frenzy, he mouthed, twist. My stomach dropped.
What now?
Ethan pulled me aside. Into the vestibule where stained glass bled colors onto tile. You okay? His arms wrapped me. Cedar and rain. I nodded. But lies tasted coppery. The leak. Harlan's letter digitized. Emailed to the SEC at dawn. My doing?
Anonymous sender.
Revenge's crescendo. Meant to force hands. But as agents Mirandized my family, doubt crashed, hero or destroyer. The drive home blurred. Wipers slapping. Radio droning scandal updates. Logistics mogul arrested in embezzlement probe. Ethan's hand on my thigh. Steady. It's over.
Sky.
Justice. Over? America doesn't do tidy. Monday brought the maelstrom. Bail hearings live-streamed. Pundits dissecting our dysfunction like a frog in bio class. Skylar the Avenger spiked. Merch popping, t-shirts with my phoenix tat stylized. But the underbelly? Doxes.
Death threats.
Traitor to your blood. One email read. Attached to aid a JPG of a noose. Ethan beefed security, cameras, deadbolts, but sleep fled. Nightmares of cells swapping places. Mom texted from holding, he's out. On bond. Blames you. But I don't.
Call.
Dad? Radio silence. Alex. A smuggled note via lawyer. You win.
But check the drive.
Real insurance. The USB from the diner. I'd stashed it. Forgotten in fury. Ethan plugged it in that night. Screen glowing accusations. Not just Dad's confessions.
Videos, me.
Post-prison. At a bar, not the spoke, but a dive in Houston. Laughing with Alex. His hand on my waist. Too close. Then audio, grainy, but clear, sky. That night. We cross lines. Dad knows. Use it. My blood iced. The affair smear? Half true. A drunken slip. Years back. Grief fueled after fight with Ethan. Alex. Ever the opportunist. Recorded it. Blackmail fodder. Flipped against me now.
Why?
I whispered. Screen frozen on my blurry face. Control, Ethan said, voice tight. He flips everything. Even us.
Us.
The word cracked. Had Ethan known? Dug deeper than he admitted? His PI eyes held no guile. But trust's fragile as eggshell. Tuesday. The twist uncoiled. A call from the feds, not for me, but Ethan. Mr. Hale,
need you downtown.
Harlan's case, new evidence. He went pale. What evidence? They wouldn't say. I paced our apartment, rain lashing windows like judgment. Hours later, he returned, folder in hand, thicker, official. Harlan didn't suicide. The room spun. What? Staged. Autopsy re-exam. Tox screen missed it then. GHB in his system. Date rape levels. Someone slipped it. Pushed him.
Pushed.
Manslaughter to murder.
Who?
Dad's prints on the motel keycard.
But.
Alex's DNA on a glass. Both.
Both.
The Hydra reared. My family. Not just thieves, killers? For what? To silence Harlan's threats? The drive's files confirmed. Post-meeting email chain.
Dat handle hale.
Alex. On it.
Clean.
I retched into the sink. Porcelain cold. Ethan held my hair. They flipped on him. Like you.
Me.
The parallel stung. Had I pushed too? Leaks. Raids. Driving them to desperation? Wednesday. Confrontation. Bailout. Dad summoned me to the house alone. Ethan stays away, he growled over speaker. I went. Glock tucked. The living room.
Pieremnenstal.
Felt like a tomb. He sat. Older overnight. Scotch untouched.
Seat.
No games. No games. His voice broke. Harlan. Accident. He came raging. Post-audit. Booze. Words. Alex slipped the pill. Meant to calm. Not kill. We staged it. Panic.
Panic.
The family virus. And me? You let me rot. To shield. Tears tracked. Thought you'd beat it. Strong girl.
Strong.
Curse or crown. Confess. Already did. To feds. Plea in motion. Manslaughter. 20 years. He slid papers. Immunity deal for me. Testify truth. Your fall. Our cover.
Truth.
Full circle. But controversial. Rat on blood for freedom? I took the papers. Left him weeping. Alex next. Jail visit. Glass partition humming. Orange jumpsuit clashed his tan. Sis. The drive. The night. Y record. Insurance. Flip 3. Raw. You came to me. Broken.
We.
Connected.
Wrong.
But real. Dad found out, threatened disownment. I taped to protect. Leverage. Leverage. Twisted love. You killed Harlan. Helped. Eyes haunted. For the firm. For us.
Us.
The delusion.
Rot in hell.
Already am. He pressed hand to glass. Forgive, like you wanted. I walked.
No backward glance.
Thursday. The polarizing heart. Mom's hospice. Wait. No. Heart attack. ICU. Stress. The doc said.
He said bedside.
Beep symphony to her shallow breaths. Sky, she murmured. Tubes snaking. End it. For me. End the feud? Ethan waited outside. Conflicted. His own twist. Harlan's death, I suspected murder years back. Pushed you toward this. For Dad.
Pushed.
Echoes. Love or revenge? Both.
Kiss. Fierce.
Like us. Controversial climax. Choose. I sign the immunity. Testified. Truth unvarnished. Dad and Alex pled. 20 and 15. Respectively. Mom recovered. Slow, visits tentative.
Thawing.
But the twist? Post-sentencing. A letter from Alex. The affair tape? Destroyed. But Ethan's got one too. His old case framed a cop. Buried it. Check his safe. Flip the script? Or bury. Love.
Bro.
I found it hidden file. Ethan as rookie PI. Planting evidence on arrival. Minor. But damning. Mirror to my family. Final decision, delete. Not for him, for us. Revenge's cycle breaks with mercy. Debatable as dawn. Months later. Austin sunsets paint us gold. Wedding vow renewed. Small, his sister. Ray the boss. No ignores. No demands. Happy? Tragic? You decide. In America's gray, we're just survivors. Scarred and stitching. The end?
Nah.
Families forever.
But now.
It's mine to redefine.